A lot of time to just establish a rhythm, regroup the offense, find the opening pass lanes. Trying to work it upfield. Now in control is Metro. They'll work sideline, near side. Up ahead now through the teeth of some red block defense, and near the box they go. Far side slipping and falling. Red block wanted the call. They will not get one, but we do have a takeaway. Far side now. And good recovery and slide tackling and slipping and falling and down on the field for Metro. That's number 12. Let's hope he's all right as they resume the action, and we're back to it. Shike Diop wearing number 17 in the game now for Metro as well. And neither team finding a clear open shot in the first 7.5 of this game. Just finding the routine in the middle of the field and putting everything they practice day in and day out to work. Red Block just hasn't been able to find their way with the through ball. A good opening that time on the transition there from Metro. Good play by goalkeeper Asmani Diop. Red Block starting to work in Metro territory now. See if anything comes in here after the throw-in. And lazy pass nearly turned into a turnover, and it sure will. Here's Metro with a little bit of giddy up now on the transition. Up the near side they go. First time we've really seen action on the near side from our angle. Nice little corner shot that time. No angle meant to be. And a diving stop is obtained, but we got another player down. Or slow to get up, I should say. And this one does not look good. Let's get the instant replay on it. Oh, right leg. You never want to speculate, but looks like something appears to be wrong on that slide. Trainers on their way out there. 10 minutes in, and that's not the sight you wanted to see to start the action. So teammates helping him up off the field. And let's hope for the best. And that means next man up for Team Red Block. In the absence of, was clearly off to an aggressive start. Official having a quick word now And we will resume the action. So a decent amount of stoppage time due to the injury. We will resume with a goal kick. And let's see if REDBLOCK can overcome losing a player. High arcing end over end boot, and it'll go the other way just like that. Being unable to obtain the pass. That's City AC, midfielder from United States. And those are the plays that, you know, maybe don't get worked on enough. And that's the high arcing goal kicks that come in at such crazy ankles. This time it'll be just a underhand roll. And they'll work it upfield, the pass around method. Near side, there's a through ball that was unable to be retrieved. We're starting to see some of the passes extend in length from either squad. And some contact in the circle. We'll force it upfield for a free kick. Opportunity here, Metro. Oh, the move and shooting and scoring. And Metro on the board here at Legacy Center. Oh, the Hezzy move got him to bite the bait. And that's Edmund Rogova. We talked about prior to this game. And for Rogova, who is on the roster as a left wing, was able to demonstrate some versatility from the right side. So 1-0 Metro, off to a hot start. And let's see if REDBLOCK has the answer. It was 1-on-3 upon quickly establishing a presence in the box. And Metro, now with that cushion, don't have to play with necessarily the same level of urgency, although it is early enough to where you can still take some of those chances. And the breakaway one-on-one opportunities is what Metro is going to keep on pushing for. Except now they'll have to get a little bit more creative in the clogged passing lanes. On this side of the field. Caught REDBLOCK napping, and Rogova is ready. Some good footwork, and all he had to do from there was make an accurate kick. Metro upon switching. Good defensive presence inside from REDBLOCK. And they'll try it again, working that same corner. Nice controlled dump down. And this one goes back a little bit for Metro before the whistle blows for the free kick. Tried to sneak it inside that time, and REDBLOCK will take over. Sheriff Sai, the forward from Senegal. They'll have a one-on-one opportunity here with the left footer. And a better stop that time from the goaltender. Full speed ahead. Here comes Metro, quick to respond. And that'll be an easy goal. Well, speed wins more often than not. And Metro was more than quick to respond. And that's Regova again. Got to give all the credit in the world, though, to everything that started it off, and that was the speed up the right sideline. So you never want to attribute anything to an injury, but ever since we had a stoppage of play for the injured Red Block player, Metro has been taking full advantage. Let's see if they've got an answer here. And good job just to cut your losses there and settle for a corner kick. And smart heads up play that time. And this is essentially one of the best positions Red Block has been in all day. And it starts by just simply applying pressure on those hustle plays. I think passes from the opposing goaltender. You're trying to make them take those 50-50 shots downfield instead of the, sure-handed passes and time stallers, especially if you're down by 2 goals. Side in have the angle there, and that will allow Metro to take over. But right away you see Red Block applying the pressure. But last time it came back to bite them. Regova had it taken away. Good defensive positioning. Kunith knocked it out of bounds, so Red Block will reobtain. Approaching the 20-minute mark in the first half. So far, all things Metro. They had an electric 2-minute period with 2 goals from Max Regova. Metro in good position and still looking for that first win of the year. Let's see if they can make it a complete game of this level. Alex Brincott with it now as Red Block continuing to struggle for those good looks. Defense well executed there from Metro. And they'll be quick to bring it upfield now. Good moves from inside the circle as Regova with it now. He dishes one out in the flats to Kunith. But it also got somewhere. Back to Regova. Skipped his way out of one defender and shifts his way in for a hat trick 20 minutes in. There's a shot opportunity there. No, slips no. Passed up 2 relatively good looks for a great one. And Red Block has got their hands full. And let's see just how much they're going to be able to carry. You saw Arian Sober Zazu is telling the guys just with his body language, all right, let's keep this up. Right before the kickoff even happened. Speaking of keeping it up, here's Regova. Had to kind of take a wide-angled approach there. 21-22 here in the first half. Regova's been the man of the hour, but he's had the passing to back it up as well. Turn the ball over here. Let's see if Red Block can just get something to go their way. It doesn't even have to be a goal, but they're just trying to get their first round of applied pressure all evening long. And we mentioned earlier that neither team was figuring out any pass further than 20 yards, give or take, and anything Red Block is trying to do 40 yards plus just has not been their realm today. That's Mohamed Sanger. Another sloppy pass leads to a turnover. Here comes Metro again. All eyes are on Regova. At the far right side of your screen. They know where to find him. There are plenty of other very great options as well. What's he got this time? It looks like the offsides call is going to bring it back in the direction of Red Block. So Metro continuing to get good looks, however. Spacing right around midfield has been troublesome for Red Block in this game. You also got to credit Metro for staying home on a lot of these passes that aren't getting Red Block very far to begin with. Now they'll try to work sideline near side. Dia dishes it before it's sent back in negative territory for Red Block. And again, when you're playing with a 3-goal cushion, can afford to make the other team run a little bit more. Speaking of running, up ahead opportunity, and they're going to call offsides on that too. So Metro pretty much having everything go their way so far. Been a little bit antsy on the attack push. And it's little things like that, sideline passes that, Red Block just hasn't been able to execute. Metro has been playing their cards well all game in terms of passing and getting the ball upfield quick. Sai working it towards the goal, and better defense on the interior for Metro. Working it up ahead, open shot, and it finds the corner. And it's another goal for Metro. A trifecta worth of a lead, make it a quad now. And it has been a night and day difference of this game, this half, to what they've been accustomed to so far this season. Four to nothing the score now. And it feels like, just going through the body language of REDBLOCK. They got to be thinking urgency, but at the same time, you can't make those mistakes that cost your team even more. And again, you hate to make a connection to an injury, as Rogova was looking to use the noggin for that one. But ever since the injury, the unfortunate circumstance of REDBLOCK's number 77 wasn't able to get his name on the roster. But ever since then, it's been all systems no for REDBLOCK and all systems go, and then some for Metro. Alahidia able to school out of the way. Rogova up the field they go. Rogova waiting at the bottom of your screen. Azu, and that one is well over the post. It's been a very busy evening for Asmani Diop. Mauritanian goalkeeper. Approaching 30 minutes into this game. Have yet to see really one excellent look from REDBLOCK. Here's a roughing call, and let's see if this can lead to something for REDBLOCK in their positive direction, as Metro will line up and build a hopefully helpful facade against this free kick. This isn't an excellent look, but a look nonetheless for REDBLOCK. Everyone trying to position themselves for the recoil and rebound. Had some zip to it. But so does Metro from an athleticism standpoint. And Rogova going a million miles an hour. Able to catapult himself out of harm's way when the REDBLOCK player was ready for a collision. Some contact on the near side now at the bottom of your screen, and they'll give things right back to Metro. Pushing the tempo again, but this time Red Block able to stay home and clog those interior passing lanes. Header won't go, and Red Block trying to force it out. And it's just a game of inches. Their leverage passes aren't going their way, and here's Rogova. And this time the Red Block defense holds tall. And very key not to get too cute and cuddly looking at the ball, more so compared to the waist belt of the dribbler, to avoid any trickeries up the sleeve. That's all about being disciplined when, especially a guy like Rogova, is handling the ball off dribble. Working downfield, and there were 3 Metro players like ducks in a row ready to intercept that pass. On the contrary, it's been a very quiet day for Xander Hish, goalkeeper for Metro. Oh, that one, they got it to go. Make it 5-0 Metro. And you can just see it in the faces of Red Block, the collapse. Oh, there's the header too. Beautiful pass. But just complete chaos and confusion on the Red Block defensively. And I really do not think that Diop in the goal was ready. It's 5-0 Metro. Red Block trying to figure things out. They're able to get a taste of some shots last time downfield. And this time it'll be disrupted by going off sides. We'll see what kind of presence Metro will unbox this time around. Or if Red Block can figure out something defensively. You know, Metro, you don't want to say playing with their food, but they're forcing Red Block to bite a bait of some sort and then just strike with it. Saw some trickery on the last possession. And here we go now near side, sliding and knocking it out of bounds is Sanger, the midfielder from Ivory Coast. And yeah, contact going on that time between Rogova and Dia. Officials dismantling a little bit of extracurricular near the sideline. And we will continue with Red Block possession at the 35-43 mark. I get it, they want to come back in to this game, but they got to make fundamental plays such as passes. Trying to steal one there, but you're not going to get too many of those. And very rarely will teams, practice playing down 5-0. Every team's got the 2-minute drill for your respective sport or whatever situation. But how do you play when, it's going to require a near perfect game and a near collapse on the opposite side? Just trying to get on the board. That's the first step. So we have a corner here for Metro. Can't see it on your screen, but it will come from the right. Recoiled shot, but I think the whistle was blown prior. And sure enough, so Red Block survives this time. Like I said, it's never fun when you have to say it's this time they get by on what could have been a 6th goal for Metro. At the bottom of your screen, Diop was calling for it. He's been looking ready to run the field for Metro. Hasn't just been Ragova. Speaking of Ragova, he'll lose it. Now Diop gets in. Let's see if he finds Ragova. He does. Down the near side. In the corner. And the save is made. Like I said, been a busy day for Osman Diop. Red Black works near side, some contact, and there's the call. Sheriff Sai will argue his case. There wasn't much argument to that. There was some clear physicality on the near side. Got the drummers on the far left bottom corner. All the tools required for a high-quality soccer atmosphere. The best part, even though you're inside, it is still sunny. Shining through the windows as Ragova loses possession. Oh, Dahi Dia tripping and falling. It's not an easy task for Dia. Trying to contain the Metro striker who has done his job at a high level today. We say Ragova's name plenty, but there's so much more going into it. It's the attack tempo from the midfield and defensemen that really force it, and perhaps we'll get to see it all unfold yet again in just 1 second. Like I said, the magic number in terms of lengthy passes, 40, 50 yards. And anything in that range for Red Block, they have just not been able to handle. Diop forces one upfield and some somersaults And the whistle. Regova tries to work one in. Took a Metro bounce. They will continue to play it. For Brincott forces it upfield, or tried to. Metro on the takeaway. They'll have an open look, and they'll have a 6th goal. You can just see the frustration from Ousmane Diop, who gave that ball one extra kick. And that's Arian Sober-Zazu with the goal. Yeah, that net got a couple of good kicks to it, and it wasn't just from the offense. So a touchdown lead, but in the first half. That is not looking good for Red Block, who again not only are trying to get their first real good look of the day, with the exception of the free kick, roughly 15 minutes of play ago, but they haven't been able to execute those lengthy passes. Sai throws one in, right to Metro. Regova didn't really have anybody upfield. He'll go backwards with it, and Metro will set up shop in a different way. Working at far side now. It's hasn't been too common for Metro on that side of the field, really since some of the inaugural minutes of the contest. And in no real hurry. Just trying to force their next high quality look. Regova trying to force a look for Diop. There's a good look there for the midfielder. Just put the cleats to the turf and tried to locate that pass near the corner. There's another one of those, mid to long range passes that just don't go the way of Red Block. The heel clicker leading to an open shot. And there's the extra point to go with it. 7-0 the score, and it's been all Metro. Instant replay shows the assistant score, but how about the clicking of the heel pass that set all of that up? A good move for Sean Clarks, wearing number 8 on the roster today. And of course, Regova, he's not only capable of putting the ball in the net, but setting his teammates up for success as well. And that's going to do it for the first half. A frustrating day for Red Block, but Detroit Metro enjoying everything. As we have a busy highlight reel to put everyone up on the conclusion of this first half. Regova got the first 3. So once you check off the hat trick box, it's all right. What other tricks can we accomplish? That was really the first missed play from Diop at the goaltending position in the contest. But then Metro just begun to get creative. So get out that bingo card. We had a header. Got a dribbler on the left side. And then the heel click pass, which led to the goal and assist from Rogova. And it's 7-0, and thank you all for watching the first half on National Soccer Network.
Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time. Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages. Add 30-second or 60-second commercials for concise, impactful messaging and greater audience connection. Call 586-304-4405 and start your campaign today.
An all-out battle of skill, passion, and determination. The NISA Pro Cup, presented by the National Soccer Network. The stage is set, 10 teams, 8 days, 1 trophy, 3 moment, exclusively on Roku TV. Kicks off October 13th on the National Soccer Network.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs. From high-quality production to exceptional coverage, we ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today. Call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast and let NSN bring the action to life like never before. Experience the thrill of the game like never before with NSN's Game Rewind. Dive into full match commentaries enhanced with cutting-edge dynamic graphics, letting you relive the highs and lows of your favorite matches in astonishing detail. Whether it's a championship win or a legendary play, NSN Game Rewind bridges a past and future with a broadcast experience designed to captivate. Call 586-304-4405 and start watching today. Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time. Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages. Add 30-second or 60-second commercials for concise, impactful messaging and greater audience connection. Call 586-304-4405 and start your campaign today.
An all-out battle of skill, passion, and determination. The NISA Pro Cup, presented by the National Soccer Network. The stage is set. 10 teams, 8 days, 1 trophy, 3 moment, exclusively on Roku TV. Kicks off October 13 on the National Soccer Network.
I mentioned earlier, Legacy Center, quite the atmosphere. Doesn't matter if you're into the game or in it for the fun. We got something for everyone. Got upper deck action. Adult beverages being served, of course. And the drummers. Who could forget? All the sounds and elements of the game. And it's 7-0 as we'll step aside. Detroit Metro FC over REDBLOCK when we come back.
Boost your brand with NSN's live soccer broadcast, reaching a passionate audience in real time. Engage fans during thrilling soccer matches. Maximize visibility with tailored ad packages. Add 30-second or 60-second commercials for concise, impactful messaging and greater audience connection. Call 586-304-4405 and start your campaign today.
An all-out battle of skill, passion, and determination. The NISA Pro Cup, presented by the National Soccer Network. The stage is set. 10 teams, 8 days, 1 trophy, 3 moment, exclusively on Roku TV. It all kicks off October 13th on the National Soccer Network.
It's a 7-0 ball game here at the Legacy Center as we welcome you back. Detroit Metro on their way to what could be their first victory of the season, and Red Block Soccer Club, they've been pretty much playing defense for the majority of this game, and we've talked about the little things that Metro has been doing so well compared to Red Block, and everything from passing to tempo, defense, all of it. As the huddle breaks, they've got themselves a football score here on this Sunday. And let's see how Red Block comes out of the gates in terms of spacing, rotations, any type of special thing they've worked on in practice for situations like this. But of course, it's very difficult to simulate and emulate playing in this situation because the goal is to not be playing in this situation. And we are underway as Red Block will control the ball to start the second half. Again, it was a healthy highlight reel to send everyone into their break. And we hope everyone has been enjoying this Sunday of action inside the Legacy Center where Metro calls home and where Edmund Max Regova has obtained what is likely one of the quickest hat tricks of his career. And a selfless player, he's been distributing the wealth in a very according manner. I'm sure that pass wasn't fun to doink off of. And off the big leg on the far side. Metro now working the offense and some contact and the whistle. Set up a longer range free kick, but Metro, of course, they don't need to play aggressor too much, but they will take everything and anything that's given to them. It has been a rough day for many on the Red Block roster, but none other than Ousmane Diop at the goaltender position. You know, sure, he's had a couple of tough ones get by, but in the big realm of things, when Metro is approaching on the attack, you know, they're going back and forth faster than Diop can turn his head. And at the pace they're going, outdoing the defense, it's been very difficult for Red Block to find an answer. They'll try playing the aggressor in the opening minutes of the half. C dishes one well beyond the reach of anyone wearing teal and black. And it'll force a goal kick. On the contrary, Metro feeling pretty good after starting the season with a loss and a pair of draws. You know, Metro does not panic when they play defense. They're letting Red Block, you know, share the ball, but they're not letting them be the aggressors inside the box. You know, something as simple as redirecting the end landing spot of the ball goes a long way, and that's something that Metro's done so far this half. See if Metro looks to make it an 8-0 game. You know, for Coach Alex Lubianski and Ray Akiyama, this could be time to maybe open up the playbook a little bit, just to see what works against what formations. At least the Red Block formation. You know, it's not saying clock out, that's saying clock in. When you've got yourself a 7-0 lead, this is valuable reps with not a lot of stakes when you have this kind of a cushion. Same goes for Red Block, though. I mean, clearly their strategy that was implemented in the first half didn't get them far. And one can go as far as saying it was a setback to allow 7 goals in one half against a winless team. And yeah, of course, the injury, you know, redirected where this game was at the start. Here's an opening, and that was the best look that Red Blacks had all game. A ball that just didn't have enough velocity to it. Good location. A very easy play for Xander Heesh. Back there, mining the balls today. Metro offense, a little bit slower pace coming out of the break. Of course, I'm sure there was some big messages being thrown around at the break for Red Block. Here's a good look and a better save. Heish was there and used the forearms to check it down. So already some improvements from Red Block in terms of just, offensive control and composure. A stalemate on the header brought the ball right back where it landed. And Red Block will try to push it back upfield. And we talked about this in the first half. Took a little bit for the first goal to be scored. And really the primary aggressor wasn't really showcased until after the injury. But now you can see it's an entirely different approach for Red Block. And it all starts with the tenacity at defense. And you need your midfielders to be there to enforce it as well. They'll be the ones to start all the transition play. Approaching 10 minutes gone by in the second half. We'll have a free kick after the contact. And you can sort of tell with the body language, just the communication that Red Block is demonstrating. After allowing that pass to go through the middle, they'll push it in a negative direction, and Metro will have to regroup in their own territory. It's all about spacing and rotation. You can allow those switch passes, going horizontally. But here we go as Metro will try to electrify this second half yet again. And there's a whistle. You'll also notice the difference in tenacity of the defense. Metro able to graze the interior that time. The Red Block will push the tempo. One man to beat. But the offsides is going to be called. And opportunities like that have been far and few between for Red Block in this one. Whole group has to be in sync. One player sees an opening. They got to make sure they have the numbers to help out. But another great save from Xander, continuing to have a lot more interesting of a second half. He's had to touch the ball 3 times, which probably feels like 10 compared to just how overwhelming Metro's offense was in the first half. That one not visible, but in the corner. And let's see if Red Block can draw something up here. As the passing lanes get tighter and tighter on this part of the field. And something Metro did so well in the first half was just quick, quick, quick. Hot potato with the feet. That's sometimes all you really got to treat it as. Got to find the angle here, and not a bad look there for Red Block. Just went more back and forth than upfield. Not much field remains. Meanwhile, Metro continuing to execute those longer distance passing lanes. That one a bit behind, but a successful one nonetheless for Red Block. Good positioning. Kick back out. Sheriff Sai able to re-obtain it. Now City A Sai, the midfielder from US of A. And now Sheriff Sai from Senegal. They'll dish it out back and they'll play it behind the midfield marker. 58 minutes. Still have yet to see our inaugural second half score. Sun starting to set at the Legacy Center. And as the sun sets, Red Block trying to at least bring some light on what's been a dark day so far in terms of the scoreboard. Here's a free kick opportunity after the contact. Let's see how they play it. Gonna try to get ready for your guys who are blessed with height to get the heads ready and rolling, and there nearly was a header assist, but Metro was all over the give inside. Not a bad option at all. The thing about putting the ball on the ground with your head, though, is the ball's already coming down. So you're adding more to the ricochet. Guys got to be there because it's coming in fast. So timing is everything. They'll get another look here from the corner as Metro forced it out of the end line. Good spin to it, but good play that time from Heisch. It's quickly brought back upfield though. City AC. And now here's Metro before getting trampled by a trifecta of Red Black midfielders. Approaching the 61-minute mark. Again, we thank you all for tuning in to the National Soccer Network. Along with our producers today, Trevor Fowler and Jonathan Turner. Jonathan Sim here. And the Legacy Center has brought to you a home team taste of success. Breakaway opportunity, one man to beat, and there's the whistle. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do at times. New goalkeeper in there now for Red Block. You know, if you're a goalie, you kind of have to take that chance playing so far out. You know, yes, Red Block had guys in transition, but they weren't going to save. You like your chances with a free kick. A little more than a one-on-one transition. Because all the freedoms you don't get with a penalty kick, you get with the luxury of a dribble. So it looks like they're just going to rotate who's going to play goalie. So first and foremost, got to change the shirt and shorts. I was about to say, it did not look like Ousmane Diop, who's had a rough afternoon and evening at goaltender. So now we got the pink and teal action, looking like the San Diego Padres alternate color uniforms. Well, I said try formations and positioning that you maybe normally wouldn't do in, say, a 1-0 or 1-1 ball game. REDBLOCK also playing with only 10. So that'll be interesting to monitor how Metro responds. And if you're REDBLOCK, if you ever wanted to experience the life of a goalie, this is it. And that one well up top. And new goalie can exhale. And here's the replay. The slide tackle to prevent the easy goal from scoring. I think REDBLOCK realized, all right, maybe this particular move isn't going to happen. It led to a change of position. And as noted on our scorebug in the top left corner, and play outnumbered the remainder of the way. With that being said, if you can find a rhythm and a routine with playing with just 10, imagine what you can do back at full strength. It's all about finding what works and what doesn't, and not a lot has worked today for REDBLOCK. Also important for both teams in a game like this. You want to minimize your injury opportunity. Just not worth it in a 7-0 game. There's playing for pride, and then there's also playing to play another day. Already seen too many of that injury topic happen in this game. That went out on the far side. Red Block still looking for their first score of the game. I'm sure they'd be happy at this point with a score. Metro in the open field. Ragova, the dish. The save is made, but not just by the goaltender, but City AC was not about to let an 8th ball touch the net. Look at that. A slide with some force. I think they wanted the offsides call, and there it is. Get a better shot here on the replay. No, gonna give it for contact. It's also gonna have to change the way things are defensively, playing with 10, and now our attention, unfortunately, is on the field for another injury. Another one for Red Black. Just hate to see this happen in a game with this type of a score. Thankfully able to get up and walk around. Let's see what happened. Just like a twisting of an ankle. Something minor, you hope. Appears to be all right, though. They'll play on. More collision. And it's waved clean, and Red Block will come away with it. Up ahead now. Let's see if they can execute some mid to long range passes at least. Having to go over the top a little bit this possession. Now things are starting to really take a turn in terms of going after the loose ball. We're seeing body after body collide and hit the turf. That time it looked like 3 pairs of legs got tangled up in the mix of it. And it doesn't feel good on the hips either. And as we speak, more tie-ups. Approaching the 70-minute mark now. We're seeing a so far scoreless second half. I was about to say that ball did not appear to be live. Sheriff Sai led the charge for Red Block, but the defense has its way again for Metro. They're not in any hurry to make it an 8-0 game, but they will play fundamentally sound defense, because ultimately that's what's going to help keep you in games. It's not always going to be the luxury of a 7-0 cushion. Not going to always be in the luxury of a cushion in general. So it's all about setting mental goals in the individual minds of these players to say, all right, And we've done the job from the scoreboard standpoint. Now, how can we fare the rest of the way to not let any momentum from this dominating performance get lost into the up-and-coming competitions? Seen a little bit of everything in this game. But one thing we have not seen is a red block goal. They've gotten relatively remotely close in this half. But we're also starting to see Xander Heisch finally get some looks to force him to demonstrate his talent. Some aviation ball before it's blown dead. Again, still worth noting, and we're going to continue to mention it. Red Block, not to get confused with the Ottawa Red Blacks of the Canadian Football League. Red Block continuing to play shorthanded soccer. The highlight of this game has certainly been the Rogova hat trick. I tell you, when that first half went, he very likely could not be the only one when all is said and done in this game. Despite the slow start to the second half for both squads, neither team putting points up on the board just quite yet. There we go. Tried to spin that one back in. Didn't quite have the lane for that shot either. He's more than earned opportunities to take some shots. Can't let the leg go numb, even if it is 7-0. It's one thing to take shots against your teammates in practice every day. It's another, as Red Block works it up midfield, it's another to do it against a team in an opposing jersey. It really has been a stalemate second half. And oh no, there's a Metro player down. Ball still alive on the left of your screen, just past midfield at the top. Appears to be all right, though. He's limping off, though. I know he's going to stay on. Some toughness. Something Metro's put on display all game. Nearly came away with an assist as well. Red Black trying to get the ball out of harm's way. And there's the flag. And there's another player slow to get up. We'll jog it off, and let's see how Metro handles the free kick. You don't hate the angle. Could certainly set something up here if positioning ends well and execution is on point. Here it is. There we go. Great play from our third Red Block goaltender of the game. keeps that up, he may just have a starting goalie spot. And like we mentioned, can't even blame it all on Ousmane Diop because of how quick and pitter-patter-ish that Metro was with their interior passing in that first half. There was just no stopping it. Just going through and through with the through. And a long shot from City Sai. Unable to find the nets. One hopper just short. Nice pass up ahead. It was offsides. And a tough break there for Metro. They've been able to pinpoint and find the X on the map in all sorts of top tier distance passes today. Here's Sheriff's Eye, sandwiched between a couple of Metro defenders. And the field goal may have been good. Couldn't quite get the spin to lower that shot. It just kept on rising. A little too much into it. Corner kick, recoil just sails above the post. Not a bad look that time. See if you can find whose head got to it in the scrum. And how about that vertical leap right there? Don't have a number 10 on our roster. That wasn't just height that got that one, it was hops. Bodies hit the floor. Mohamed Sanger was quick to grab the ball. That was currently being piled on by the Metro player. Up ahead now, one-on-one, and the dump off did not fall. In that situation, just couldn't get it to his left foot. And the left foot set up the shot. And he tried to just simply pop it up over the goaltender. Yeah, it looks different from our angle, but in real time, it's you have one choice to make in 1 split seconds. Another decent shot that time from Team Metro. Ten minutes remain. And no scoring here in the second half. The story of the game has been Detroit Metro FC and the tale of a touchdown on this Sunday. Thank you for sharing National Soccer Network with your football slate. Here is Sheriff Sai. The forward from Senegal dishing it back up near the box, and it's taken away quickly by Metro. And you never want to make the speculation, but you know the body language of a 7-0 football game, soccer game compared to, well, here's a quick takeaway and nearly inches away from getting on the scoreboard. That was Abdou Dieng, the midfielder. Was this close to simply dribbling that ball into the net. And they'll set up shop again. You know, for the Metro players who maybe want to get in the rotation more, this is the time of the game where it's time to prove a point. That, hey, when I'm in there, this is the results. And when X happens, you build that reliability within the coaching staff for times when your team really needs you to come through. And of course, that is not the expectation for either of these two teams down the stretch. But you can't be on the field and go through the motions. What a pass. Wasn't even with the legs. Good look that time from Xander Heisch. As if he were a quarterback up the field. Breakaway opportunity. And that one high and away. You had to hurry there. The left foot is always difficult. You don't have very many dominant kickers with that side. So tie that with going full speed ahead. A defender to your right and a goaltender to get past, while also providing enough velocity on the kick as Red Black takes it over. Good footwork from Sheriff. He'll get the double team in the corner. Got a little nudge and forced the ball out of bounds. How about the real MVPs of the game, the fans? You know, I know they didn't come here expecting a 7-0 soccer game, but they're watching the home team on their way to prevailing for the first time this year. And sometimes it's hard to get the motivation to sit in the stands for a winless team. But 3 games in and being winless, that's a temporary title. As the turf monster gobbles up a few more. 84-40. Again, Red Block, got to give them props for fighting through this second half and really the entirety of this game. Deprived of one of their better defensemen, while also having 10 on the field. Heisch will send it up the near sideline. Opportunity now for both parties. Strikers, some of the newer strikers in the game for Team Metro, and of course for the new goaltender. That was Tilan Diop with the shot. Diop not giving up till the final buzzer. It's what you love to see. A newer addition to the roster. You can tell that because his name is in ink, not printer ink. Pencil and pen ink. And Let's see if Red Block can give themselves one last ambush, or at least a chance at a goal. Tempo pushed ahead. Metro can almost taste it. Their first victory of the season in UPSL play. They'll settle for the corner kick here. Sometimes to play at a high level, you need a wake-up call. And if 7-0 deficit at halftime isn't a wake-up call, I'm not sure what is. Diop trying to work around. Was a few feet off to the right, away from nudging that one in. It's hard to, when you're going at that speed, not redirect the momentum of the ball that's been moving upfield via the pass. Whenever bounce the turf is getting, the tower crashes. Here's a shot wide left. Played nicely by the third string goaltender. Not worth touching it and fumbling it around, forcing the corner. At the 88-minute mark now. Red Block past the drums. Up ahead. If you're going to go down, you at least want to go down swinging. City A Sai working it in, and there's the flag. It's been a frustrating day for Red Block for sure. But perhaps nothing more frustrating than losing a top defenseman due to injury, which, there's causation and correlation. You're not sure if the injury caused the trickling down effect to bring the game where we are now, but it certainly had a little bit to do with it. It was Edmund Rogova going through the defense like a hot knife through butter. And it was all uphill from there for Metro. And Heisch will get the style save, keeping the ball alive as well. Final ticks about to be made, and we're done. Players hugging it out. Some bodies hit the turf, but a 7-0 victory for Detroit Metro puts them in the win column for the first time this year. It only took them one half. And we'll get one more look at what was a very busy first half. But 12:44 into the game, it was all on the back of Edmund Rogova. Had himself a 7-minute hat trick. And if you're keeping track of the timer, on the scorebug as well in the midst of this. You know it. Wasn't just Rigova, though. And it wasn't just your average Joe type of goal. Pretty soon, the trickery started coming in, the creativity. They were using their head. But also, you know, the heel click pass to set the assist. The frustration visibly from Diop in the goal. And then the icing on the cake, which sent it into halftime. And all the fans loving every last ounce of it. Watching the home team prevail on this Sunday of soccer action. The Legacy Center brought forth a win for the first time this year for Detroit Metro FC, now improving to a record of 1-2. Alongside with all of us at National Soccer Network, I'm Jonathan Tim saying so long and see you next time.
An all-out battle of skill, passion, and determination. The NISA Pro Cup, presented by the National Soccer Network. The stage is set. 10 teams, 8 days, 1 trophy. Every moment exclusively on Roku TV. It all kicks off October 13th on the National Soccer Network.